fired heaters in refineries, they're typically responsible for the bulk of your CO2 emissions. My name is Edwin Blom. I'm an executive advisor for IGS. I used to be a customer of IGS. Now that I'm working closer with IGS, I'm beginning to realize the potential of the IGS technologies for another area of the business that is increasingly important worldwide. That's the CO2 emissions. IGS have technologies for fired heaters, and fired heaters in refineries, they're typically responsible for the bulk of your CO2 emissions. And if you look at technologies like cetek for defouling and cetek ceramic coatings for enhancing the efficiency of the radiant section, you are easily talking about reductions of 2 to 5% of CO2 emissions, a payback time between 2 and 12 months, and an implementation time of 5 to 15 days. So that's easily achievable within your scheduled turnarounds. High velocity thermal spray is also important for CO2 emissions. And let me give you a few examples. There are early adapters of carbon capture and storage projects that are now beginning to realize that their original design assumptions for the processes and the CO2 that they are working with, that they're different in reality than that they were at the design table. Rather than replacing your equipment, HVTS can offer a quick and cost-effective solutions to make your equipment suitable for those new conditions and basically bring it back to the original design life. Another area where HVTS can play a role in terms of emissions reduction is with biofuel. So globally there's an increased level of investment in biofuels. And if you look at the existing plants, what HVTS can offer there is a reduction in capex, because many of these conversions, they are not economically viable. But by reducing your capex via the application of HVTS, rather than having to buy new equipment, you may be able to get your projects more economical. There are also biofuel plants that have changed process conditions, and they are suffering from corrosion issues, and sometimes very acute corrosion issues. And the same story applies there. Rather than buying new equipment, you can use HVTS to basically bring the equipment back ready for the new process conditions and back to the original design life. Now, many client companies have abatement curves to basically screen CO2 emission projects. And if you look at the examples that I've just given you that IGS can provide, none of them by itself are big in terms of the CO2 reduction. But if you look at what you achieve with a very minor investment and achieve results globally and quick, my feeling is that these kind of projects should be on everyone's abatement curve.